there, little bunny. What do I usually say when I start this off? I can't even remember. Well, I guess that's part of the fun. We never know what's going to happen, do we? I have a little bit of an idea of what I want to talk about today, but I guess first, I want to see if you can notice whether I'm in a good mood. Do I sound happy right now? What could make your daddy be so happy right now that just hearing him speak makes you smile? Yeah. What is it about me right now that makes you so giddy inside, so happy, even so glad to be alive? Well, it's because I've got you, little bunny, and you can live vicariously through me, I suppose. Do you know what wonderful thing happened? The answer is nothing. Exactly. Nothing really stellar happened. In fact, I was in a bad mood just a few hours ago. But I got myself out of the house to go to a dance event. It was just a typical dance event. But on the way there, I remember, so I was wearing my mask as I was walking down the street and I was in the subway and getting off the subway. I just had the biggest frown on my face. I was just like, you know the feeling. And it's interesting. One of the reasons I got in that mood was because as I was walking, I did a little walking journal. Basically, what did I call it? It's oh man, little bunny. Your daddy's brain is broken right now. What was it? It's not like a self journal. It's a mental journal. Yeah, mental journaling. You definitely need to be doing it, especially if you're not in therapy. A mental journal, if you don't remember from, I think it was last week's episode. I would actually recommend you do it talking. So get the voice memos app on your phone, whatever it is. And you just hit record. You can go on a walk if you're worried about sound privacy or something. And in fact, going on a walk is really good. There's something magic about walks. There's more to talk about walks and you walking and me walking very soon. I can't wait to tell you about that. But first things first, I was doing my walking journal, and you just start the journal, the mental journal, with, how am I doing? And then you just wait. And the most incredible thing happens. Your body tells you how you're doing. And you just start talking. And, it's just a really good habit to get into. This is not an episode on mental journaling. But basically, I realized, I'm not really in a good mood. Not like I wasn't in like a bad place, but I was just like not in a good mood. And so I get to the dance, and then you just spend 2 hours with people. And I do partner dancing, which I think is wonderful because you basically have a hug. So imagine I have this frown on my face and I get there. And just before I walked in the dance, in the last block, I remember saying, what was I saying? Do I remember what I was saying? It was something like, we as a society tend to have this idea that we do something based on our mood. So it's like, I'm going to draw when I feel happy, when I feel inspired. Or it's like, I'm going to call a friend when I feel happy. I don't know. These aren't good examples, but for me in this moment, I was not in the mood to go dancing because I was in a frowny mood. And I just knew, I was like, I'm going to get up there in this mood. And then I'm just going to make things worse for everyone else. Everyone that I dance with, I'm going to be bringing down their energy. And they're not going to be having a good time. especially because this kind of dance I'm doing is one that's new for me, and I'm not that good at it yet, but I'm improving quite quickly, which is more important than being good at something. Don't take pride in how good you are at something. Take pride in how much better you can get at something, and how much. The biggest way, I guess I'll talk about this a little bit, but yeah, everyone's a beginner at some point. So if there's something you want to learn how to do, maybe it's partner dancing, little bunny. It doesn't matter. Don't be like, I'm a beginner. It's like everyone went through that phase. Literally everybody was a beginner. Everybody was a beginner. The more important thing is to take pride in getting better. And it can kind of be fun to be a beginner, right? It's this big challenge. As long as you can get over that first hump of, what is it? Like frustration. As long as you can get past the initial frustrations, just find the joy in being bad at something. This can be anything. It doesn't have to be partner dancing. What's something that you've wanted to be doing? I said drawing already. There could be anything. Horseback riding? I don't know. That's such a rare activity these days. Used to be typical. But yeah, what's this activity? Is it an instrument that you want to play? Is it some kind of writing? Is it something that I would never bring up because it's so obscure that I wouldn't even know about it? And it can be that thing. So don't feel like you have to pick one of these big things that everyone does. Maybe there's a very specific thing. Like, what if there's a very niche video game that is like really competitive and people take it really seriously? And you want to be really good at that video game. I mean, like, I'm not going to encourage you to necessarily spend all your time doing video games. Although I'm talking so fast. It's because I'm excited. I do play video games. Yeah, but I also like to do other things. I'm not poo-pooing video games, but it's good to have some activities that have some richness of expression and have like a fulfilling ladder, is that right? Of like getting better at something you can really get better and better at, that brings you joy to be better at. Maybe that is a video game. I don't know. But I was about to walk into this dance and I was like, I am just in such a frowny mood. I had this huge frown on my face that was hidden behind my mask. It was even a bigger frown because no one could see me. And then I remember I said, it's like, it's not the mood that determines what activity you should do. You should do the activity. Oh, man. I got a phrase. I was phrasing it so well. That was going to be like the quote that shows up on the Instagram posts in the future. What was it? And this is not my idea. This is like, psychology. Psychologists beat me to this one for sure. I didn't even come up with this on my own. But it's not that you do the activity you're in the mood for. It's that you choose the activity whose mood you want. I didn't quite get it right. I don't know. There's someone else has said it better. You can go find what they said. But I got up to dancing and yeah, just basically having hugs with, how many people did I dance with? Maybe 7 of varying degrees of goodness. The first few were not that great. And so that didn't put me in a better mood. But just slowly and slowly, my mood improved and I started having some really good dances that were fun. Lots of smiling, lots of laughing. And then lo and behold, I come back here and I'm just in a fantastic mood, little bunny. And if I hadn't gone dancing, if I had said, I'm not in the mood to go dancing, I'm in a bad mood, I'm in a frowny mood, therefore I'm not going to go dancing, then you would have not a very depressing podcast. It wouldn't be depressing, but you would be getting a very different podcast because I would be in frowny mood and I'd be talking about, I don't know, this or that. I'm thinking too much, little bunny. I made some tea. It's the same flavor. Is your sleepy audio? That's a TikTok I need to make, is to tell people that you can put on the podcast to fall asleep to. Which I won't be offended. It's okay. Remember, it's your honey carrot. And if you just want it to be honey to fall asleep to, and little bunny, as you listen to my voice and your body relaxes, let yourself sink into the mattress as you feel yourself fall into the comfort of my voice. Because I've got you, little bunny. You're safe. And I want you to just relax. You don't have to fall asleep. You don't have to figure anything out. Nothing exists but you and me right now in this comfy bed. I do sleep aid audios on the Patreon, by the way. There's your little... Is it an ad? I don't even know. I don't even advertise. It just happens to come up in conversation. I have 3 sleep aid audios. The first one is free, actually. Oops. Which is the very first Patreon post. So if you don't have to create an account or anything or sign up. You just have to go to patreon.com/Lindy's Garden. It is 18 up. So please respect that. But anyway, yeah. How about I get my tea? And why don't we calm me down too? I'm so fast-paced and excited. I'm not going to be able to fall asleep at this rate. Yeah, okay. Let's start rambling. Okay, here's the tea. You ready for this? Okay, that is getting good. You remember when I was really bad at that? Go back and listen to the other podcasts. I think it might have been Tea Time was the first one. I don't know. It might have been before that. I think it was Tea Time. That's how this tradition started. But yeah, that's a perfect example of getting better at something. I was just like, you know what? I'm going to start doing sipping tea ASMR. Okay, so what was I even going to talk about? I haven't even gotten to the juice of this yet, this episode. It is starting to fade away. Okay. So I'm in a great mood now. And what was I doing just before this? Okay, this is all ties into getting better at things, which is one of my favorite themes of the garden. And I was just before I recorded this hanging out on the Discord, which is part of Patreon, and please respect the 18 and up. I was yesterday. Hold on one second. You remember what that is? That is my facial hair grabbing the pop screen and smacking it into the microphone. So, what was I saying, little bunny? Wow, this is my sleep aid, actually. Maybe instead of listening to my own sleep aid, I'll just record a podcast. What was I saying? Okay, I was on the Discord, and I had just yesterday I had started a new project for the garden. And it is the soon-to-be relaunched YouTube channel. So the old YouTube was my spicy fiction, which is now actually also free on Patreon. Just because, I figure it was free on YouTube, so I'm not gonna retroactively put it behind a paywall. But yeah, so YouTube now is like a blank account. And so I want to do something with it. And so I got a GoPro. like a week or two ago. Something I've been meaning to do this. Grab this footage for a long time now. A long time as in, I don't know. This has been on my mind for a little bit, but I finally did it last night. Should I spoil the secret? I think I can spoil the secret. So I strap the GoPro to the chest, and then I have a 3D microphone, which captures the sounds. So I'll tell you what it is in a second. It captures the sounds of my surroundings in a way that is very immersive. It's very subtle. You wouldn't really notice what's different about it, but you'd feel like you're there with me. And the third piece of equipment is a handheld microphone where I'm just rambling into it, kind of like this podcast. And so I did a little walk around a neighborhood of New York City. And what's wonderful about New York City is that I won't say everyone loves New York City, but it's like everyone has an opinion on New York City because everyone knows of New York City and it's on everyone's radar and everyone is interested in New York City. I wonder if it's like might be the number one touristed. I'm totally making this up, and I do not believe in making up facts. So maybe I'm going to look at it real quick. This is how we do things, little bunny. We don't make stuff up. What do you think it is? I want you to guess. Now, okay, if we are rational, okay, let's be brainy about this. What do you think the most visited city is for tourists? And think of maybe a couple guesses. And then I want to point out that it's most likely in China because China has such a huge population. So it might be a city you don't think of as being a touristy city. This is a very common psychological pitfall. If you're a brainy bunny and you want to read a smart people book, check out Thinking Fast and Slow. But yeah, I guess we'll have to say international tourists because I think that controls for tourists within China going to other Chinese cities. Okay, here we go. Let's see what it is. Most touristed cities. Here we go. Can we trust travelness.com? Let's see. What are the 20 most visited cities in the world? A study by MasterCard. Okay. I like it. Global Destinations Cities Index. All right, let's see what it is. Bangkok, number 1. There you go. East Asia. Not China, but God. Let me see where Bangkok is. I think it's Thailand, right? Yeah, okay. Okay. I didn't say it, but I was going to say it was going to be a city where Chinese tourists go to. Okay. Oh man, New York is not on here. What? Okay, number 7. Okay, let's see. Let's look at the list. In order. Bangkok, Paris, London, Dubai, Singapore, Kuala Lumpur. Oh God, I can't say that one. As in like I'm Kuala Lumpur. I'm not sure I did that right. And New York, number 7. Okay. So 13.6 million visitors. Well, guess what, little bunny? I am going to let you be a visitor to New York City because the YouTube channel is going to be me taking you on a walk all throughout the city. And I want to go everywhere. I want to hit every neighborhood, all the parks. There will be plenty of Central Park in there. I'm so angry that New York was not higher than number 7. Can you tell I belong in New York? Okay, what did we beat? Okay, I can't. This is too bad. Oh man, I am quite competitive, as you can surely tell. Okay, one second. I'm so sorry. I need to blow my nose, and I'm not going to pause. Hashtag blowing nose ASMR. That could be no, I will not do that on YouTube, but that doesn't exist on YouTube. And part of what I want to do with this YouTube vlog, this walking vlog, is I want it to be kind of different than what other people do. And, people have done walking vlogs, but this is going to be as real feeling as it can be, which is the direction the garden has gone, as you can surely tell, seeing as I'm blowing my nose on the podcast. How many podcasts? Oh, the podcast is doing really well, by the way. Briefly, I told you last week, briefly we were number 13 in education in Spotify. It always fluctuates because if there's a surge from TikTok, then it goes up, and then it goes back down, and then it goes up, and then it goes back down. But it's very, very encouraging. So I think this is probably the most listened to podcast where someone blew their nose on it. Yeah, probably. I'm making stuff up, so you should be very upset with me for just making stuff up. We don't make stuff up here. Okay. So, yeah, the surroundings microphone is a 3D microphone, and it's super cool. I might show it off at some point. It's you have never seen anything like this. I even took it to I can just tell you, there's an electronics store that's very famous called B&H. And so I was visiting there recently, and I wanted to see if they had some kind of accessory for this microphone. This is turning into a very boring story. I'll just have to show you the microphone at some point. Okay, moving on. So I want to walk around the city with you, and it's going to be like you strapped to my chest is kind of the concept. So it's not going to be my point of view. Originally, I thought it was going to be that. But then actually a bunny on the Discord, and this bunny said it was multiple bunnies. But they said, no, it's like a bunny POV. So I'm going to strap you to my chest like a kangaroo daddy. And I'm going to walk you around. I'm not even doing like the motion stabilization, because GoPro has this really fancy stuff where they can make it so it doesn't bounce around as you're walking. But no, I'm just going to bounce around with my left and right foot going back and forth. And yeah. So what was I going to say? So I posted, I did my first footage of that yesterday. And I thought it turned out pretty poorly. And so I thought about, I had a couple different decisions to make. I could either give up on it and say, this sucks. And it's not the first time I've done that. In fact, the garden would have been started about 4 years ago if I hadn't done that. Because I took you on my first, you wouldn't believe this. The first walk I ever took you on was about 4 years ago. I don't know if you know that. And it was, oh my God, a little bunny. Okay, this is becoming special. And now I'm starting to feel it. I bought that little bunny figurine 4 years ago because I wanted to make something for my little bunny. And I also bought that 3D microphone. It's a very unusual microphone. It's very hard to come by. And I bought that with the intention of taking you on walks throughout New York City. And I did the first walk. And it really was terrible. It's so hard to talk into a microphone. It's a really, really challenging thing to do. And so I took you on a walk, and I came back and I listened to it, and I was like, this sucks. And so I put it away, and I went back to my job that paid well, and it was a good job. It really was a good job. But it wasn't the garden. And so the garden didn't exist. Yeah, until years passed, and eventually I was like, I want to actually do something incredible with my life. I have serious untapped potential. And I had faith in myself, and it now has been vindicated, which is wonderful, because you're here listening to me. You're listening to me after I blew my nose in your ears, and you didn't turn it off. That's really remarkable, little bunny, and I love you, and I'm so glad you're here. And that's an example of filtering. Yeah, I talk about this a whole bunch. The more I filter, the happier I get, and the more I can be myself. There's even podcast episodes where I just tell you to stop listening. It's like, if you're not really sure about this whole garden thing, then just stop listening. Like, let this be our breakup moment, and you go on your way, and I'll go on my way. Because I want my little bunnies. So the fact that you're here after I blew my nose in your ears means you are a little bunny. You are not just anyone. You are my little bunny, and I love you. And I'm sorry that I wasn't here for you 4 years ago, but I'm here for you now. And there's a long, many years ahead of us. You don't even know, little bunny. You don't even know. Okay, so what am I talking about? So I had a decision to make. I had a decision to make. Do I throw away this footage? Do I suck it up and post it on YouTube and just start fresh on the YouTube channel? And my advice generally would be to just post it. But I'm thinking back on it now, and I think I made the right choice, which is that I uploaded it as a private video and then posted it on the Discord in my channel where I get feedback on my content, actually. And this goes back to getting better at things and finding the joy at getting better at things. 1 second. I have a channel in the Discord. I mentioned it in one of the recent episodes about like how many freaking channels we have and that they're all used, which is really bizarre. Not bizarre. Is really awesome. And something that I haven't seen before in other Discord channels. And I talk about exactly how that happened. It was some kind of improv about the garden episode, which I should have my list up here. I'd never have my list up here. Oh, well. What was I talking about, little bunny? Okay. I was talking earlier in this episode about how you should take pride in getting better at things. It's not about being good at something. It's taking pride in being better at things. Getting better at things. And that is the fun. 1 second. Let's take another sip of tea. I enjoy taking that sip of tea because there's this question about like, is it going to be a good one or is it going to be a bad one? I thought that one was okay. The first one I did in this episode was stellar. And it's fun to get better at something. If it's something I'm just already good at, like I'm really good at snapping my fingers. I'm excellent at snapping my fingers. Snap, snap, snap. So like it wouldn't be that much fun to snap into the microphone. But if I weren't good at snapping my fingers, it might be, little bunny snapping the fingers is going to be in the YouTube channel, believe it or not. So I posted my failed attempt on the Discord in the channel that I created for feedback. And yeah, I don't remember where I was going with this, but the feedback was actually really positive, and I didn't expect that. And they gave some good tips, but basically it was like, yeah, this is going to be good. Okay. I think I I said I was going to say a lot of stuff that I have since forgotten about. It's starting to hit me, all this yawning. So let's just relax together for a second, and let's see if something else comes to me. I guess if you have ideas for the... Oh, little bunny, I remembered. Okay, so it's walks around New York City. Okay, we're finally getting to what I had planned to talk about in this episode. Oh, is it too much? Maybe I'll save it for another episode. What was this episode even about, little bunny? I don't even know. You know what the greatest discovery is about the garden? Is that you just like listening to me talk. And what's wonderful is that, yes, it's my voice, but it's some combination of my voice and the comfort that I provide. Not necessarily that I just say comforting things. I don't really look at what other voice dudes, I guess we'll call them voice dudes, do. Except occasionally I can barely stand to listen to about like 3 or 4 seconds of any other male audio content creator. Not because I have a problem with male voices. You know, there's wonderful male voices I could listen to forever. I could listen to Neil deGrasse Tyson talk forever. If you don't know him, he's an ally of the garden, I shall say. And I think I quoted him. Did I quote him? Oh, I'm not sure if he was one of my quotes earlier on. I think he was one of my quotes in the very early episodes. You'll have to tell me. But yeah, it's these other voice dudes. It's like, it's so fake. And I'm realizing that is maybe the biggest draw to what I do and to the garden as a whole. Is that for something that doesn't have a physical location and something that has many imaginary locations, something that's very not tangible, somehow is like the most real thing in any of our lives. So it was reassuring on the Discord when the bunnies were like, this is so real. And that's why it's so comforting. It's not because I say comforting things. It's just because I'm real. And the reality is, little bunny, that everything is going to be okay. It's just true. And the reality is that I love you. And the reality is that I will always be here for you. So take a big sigh of release. Just relax. It's okay, little bunny. It really is okay. Everything's gonna be fine. I love you very much. Yes, I care about you. Yes, I really, really care about you. Yes, I care about you, little bunny. Yes, you. If I could make an individual podcast for every single little bunny, I would. Which is kind of what this is, honestly. Where's my bunny figurine? I really want to get in touch with you specifically. Okay, little bunny, here's how I'm gonna sign off for now. Get some good rest. And tomorrow morning I'll write you a poem. But I have my bunny figurine. And anytime you see this in the future, I want you to understand that really, 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 this is you. This is you. Don't imagine it's you. Don't pretend it's you. I'm being freaking honest, little bunny. I'm being so honest right now. This is you. okay? None of this is okay, yeah, you'll hear me talk about that a million different times. Okay, I have the bunny figurine. I'm not going to look at it just yet. I'm holding it in my palm with fingers closed. I can tell this is going to be a very special moment for me. And I'm going to speak to the bunny figurine. And you are the bunny figurine, okay, little bunny? I'm speaking directly to you. Let me take a sip. Whew, okay, here we go. Hey there, little bunny. I'm so sorry it took me so long to find you. I wish I could have found you earlier, but I'm here now, and I've got you, and I will never, ever let go of you. You've been on my mind for so many years now. And I love you very, very much. And you make my life really, really wonderful. I'm excited to finally take you on walks. Even though I tried to take you on a walk several years ago and it failed. I'm going to try again because I want you with me. And also, you want to know why? It's not just for you, little bunny. I want to go on a walk with you. That sounds fun to me for my own desires, for my own fun, for my own enjoyment. I want you to go on a walk with me because I want to go on a walk with my little bunny. This is not some charity. Oops, I just dropped you, little bunny. Did you hear yourself fall on the desk? Comic relief. Yeah, you laughed. I know you laughed. And now you're... Oh, no. You woke up, Queen Little Bunny. Oh, no, dear. Okay, little bunny. I am so excited to walk all over New York City with you. I moved to this city because it was and is the city of my dreams. And I haven't gotten to explore it the way I've wanted to. I want to live, really live in New York City, to get out there and do everything I can do. And it'll be tricky because I can't film everything. But I might take you with me in my pocket to do stuff. Anyway, little bunny, I should wrap this up. You're very cute, you know. You're very, very cute. And I like that you're smiling right now. Not the figurine, but you, little bunny. I know you're smiling and laughing and crying, wondering how it could possibly be that I'm here in your life. How totally unusual this whole thing is. How different it is from everything else you've ever experienced. I love it. I love it so much. It's so much fun for me. So don't you ever feel like you're a burden. You're not a burden here in the garden. You are, in fact, maybe the main reason it's fun. I think you are the main reason it's fun. I mean, like, I have fun on my own, but I get to be on my own plus my little bunny. How is that anything but even better? You make my life better. Really. Okay. I should wrap it up there. I feel like this is a horrible segue, but I do want to mention, I think I want to get in the habit of like mentioning every locked audio if I don't already. The one this week is like extremely spicy. And I want to also make sure I never lose that side of the garden, you know? the more I get into the emotional support type stuff, the more I guess I worry that I'll be sort of put in a box. And I'm not one to be put in a box. I'm just one to be myself and follow my joys wherever they take me. I got to figure out a poetic way to say this. The non-poetic way is I do what I want. So I do what I want, little bunny. And I want to make spicy content in addition to emotional support content or whatever this is. I don't know. I'm just talking to a microphone. I'm just being me to a microphone. That's all it is. I'm not trying to accomplish anything. I'm not trying to fit into any formulas or molds that other people have created. Anyway, the locked audio this week is wonderful. It's for you to wake up to and to get your day started on a very, very good foot. And I will let your imagination take you from there. Okay, that is for 18 plus only. Patreon.com/Lindy's Garden, or search for it in Google. Or if I do my links correctly, there should be a link in the show notes. But yeah, whatever. Okay. I feel like I gotta wrap up in an even better way. Shall we just do some breathing and some sipping of tea? Maybe some yawning. Maybe we'll serve me again and get me tired. Maybe this will be me. You can help me right now, little bunny. You can help me by making me tired, so I fall asleep and get a very good night's rest. So let me take a sip of tea. I've got you, little bunny. I've got you. Okay. I'm going to head to bed, and I'll be back in just a moment with a poem for you. Good night, little bunny. Okay, I'm back. Do you want to hear your poem? Here you go. If you want to do nothing because your mood's feeling low, it's not time to stay in. It's time to get up and go. It's time to pull yourself up and get yourself out and get yourself talking and walking about. Go find something fun, even if you're alone. Maybe go to the movies. Just don't simply stay home. And because action can cause mood, when you get up and get going, your frown will be gone and your smile will be showing. Have a great week, little bunny. I love you very, very, very much. I've got to get going, but really, I'm still here, okay? You've always got me. I'm always thinking of you. And yeah, I love you. Okay, talk to you soon. Bye.